Why is our man coming at me? Anyway, hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. And this is now going to be the show where we talk about Manchester United. We go over the Man United. We go over how crap Bayern have been. Can't wait for Taylor to rip into me. And of course, if he wants to mention anything that we have already mentioned in the show we just did, of course, we can do that also. So again, thank you as always, Taylor, for being in here. And yeah, man, I'm not really too sure why Big Man is coming at me. I did offer him the link. He said he wants to go sleep. So come on, LG. Come on now.
Embarrassed, is he?
Yeah, must be. But yeah, big up to everyone. Of course, this is Taylor's turn to talk about his team. We kind of do like a catch up. If you want to say I rip into his team, he rips into my team.
Mm-hmm.
United were the banter team, but at this rate, I think I'm going to get ripped more than anything in this show. So,
probably.
Before we get into the actual show, though, I'm going to quickly just swap sides. As you can see here, we hit 2,600 subscribers. Thank you so much, generally. And 110%, it looks like we're going to hit 2,700 not so long. So thank you so much, guys. And yeah, let's continue with the content. So yeah, man, you just go ahead. I'm talking way too much.
No, oh God, where do we start? We another win, or a couple of wins since our last show. Guess the loss at Aston Villa away, which wasn't a nice performance, but job done. I will still take it. Beating Luton the other day, we'll take that as well. Iffy in more terms of a lot of chances created, not buried. Like should have been 5-6 goals we should have had. But we'll get better. We'll slowly get better at actually doing that. Once again, Rasmus Højlund getting 2 goals against Luton as well in 7 minutes, which made him the youngest Premier League player to score in 6 consecutive games in a row. Beating Joe Willock was actually the youngest, and before him was Erling Haaland. But no, he's now the youngest. He is one of 5 players at United that's done that, with the likes of like Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy.
You don't need to say anymore.
yeah, exactly. With the greats of Manchester United. So definitely he's got his run of form, like 7 goals in 6 games, where he went his first 14 games without nothing. And then bangs, he's just hit that form. He's getting his passes. It's not even like these goals. Like the first one, he just caught the player off guard because they tried to pass it. He just ran, intercepted, round the keeper, easy goal. And the other one was, fair enough to him because Garnacho took a shot outside the box. It was going wide, but Højlund was there. So as it came to him, he just turned his whole body, chested it, went into the goal. So it was like, not gonna. Oh, it weren't the actual it weren't actually passed through him because it was a shot, but he adjusted himself very well to manage to score that goal. So it's looking so much better for him. Finally glad that he's getting this run of form, because he was getting slated just because of his Premier League. I know in the Champions League he was top goal scorer in the group stage. Like that's an achievement in itself, considering of all how many players are in the Champions League. It was joint. I think I can't remember who there was. Someone else I think had 5 as well. But he already showed his quality, but it was just a service problem, and he's slowly getting into it now, which is hopefully he can bring it to the end of the season and kind of push us to top 4, hopefully, or what I'm hoping now. I know we've got Fulham next at home. I'd say that's a win, but one after in the Premier League is City, which will be interesting because they drew against Chelsea, so they're going to be pissed off because of this league being a challenge. Considering Arsenal been winning 6-0, 5-0, and Liverpool getting over the line as well. So we'll see. But I'll be taking the wings. We haven't lost a game this year. So it's a good start. We're hopefully turning things around. We've had players come back. It's clear as day that the injuries were a massive problem as well. Like bringing players back. I know Luke Shaw's been in and out of injury even now, but like his impact is so big. Because when I think it was Aston Villa, he came off at half time, or even before half time, we put Lindelof there because we have no left back because Malacia is still injured. Aston Villa were like, "Oh, okay, we'll bang that side," and they did. They were battering Lindelof, couldn't do nothing. So it just shows how important Luke Shaw was. Obviously, Martinez 8-week injury because of his knee. Before it was actually his foot, but now it was a knee injury. Not good. Definitely missing him even now, because he's our best ball playing player at the back. Well, as a centre back, like he's the one that links up from the goalkeeper to the centre backs to the midfield, or even to the strikers. So he's a big miss, but having likes of Casemiro back has been very nice, especially for likes of Kobe Mainu. What an absolute! I know we were having our banter yesterday last night about all this, but Mainu is literally he's become a generational talent. So glad, like it was kind of fortunate because like obviously he had we looked at him pre-season, he was playing and he was showing like, oh bloody hell, he looks like a senior player the way he was playing. Then got injured against Real Madrid and he was like, oh, that's a shame. I wonder what could have happened. Came back.
It was a bad injury as well, right?
Yeah, bad. Yeah, nasty injury. Came back. Hasn't been crap since. Hasn't been crap since. Wait, he proper fights for the badge. Obviously, youth player. That's what they should do. And yeah, it already looks like the complete player, and he's only going to get better as well. Well, hopefully, anyway. And then Casemiro's come back in, and he's even better. It's like, wow, literally is what we needed. He's in that like number 8 role next to Casemiro. Literally perfect. Runs his ass off. Like does not stop running. Like all he wants is the ball and to press. Like that's what he wants to do. And exactly what you need. So nothing but high hopes for him at United. Obviously, still good performances from like Garnacho, Rashford showing being a bit better. He may have not been getting goals and assists, but his overall game getting a little bit better. So hopefully that can continue as well. Bruno having iffy. He has been a bit iffy, but he's played so many games. He hasn't like not been. I think he just needs a rest. I think Bruno. He's played so many games, and so many minutes, let alone games. Like he's got the highest. I think he's got one of the highest minutes in the world for players in like top leagues. So I think he needs a rest. I think it's clear as day, and then I think he'll come back absolutely fine. Onana, his mistakes are dropping. Putting in good performances in that now, making crucial saves. That's really helped out in us winning games. So hopefully he can continue with the mistakes getting lower, making impactful, stuff in these games. So hopefully he can keep doing that. Yeah. And then you've got, above the manager stuff, obviously, Jim Ratcliffe is now officially 25 owns 25%. Well, Ratcliffe and Ineos are officially confirmed by the FA have 25% of Manchester United, and there's been billboards in Manchester. 25%. Well, it's a start. It's not Glazers out, but it's a start. But he does have legal rights. He does have ownership. he has big ownership as well. Like he does a lot of the stuff, as we clearly seen. Like we've taken Man City's CEO,
Yeah.
so and obviously he's done a lot for City because he's been there since 2011. So hopefully he can bring something to the table. We're about to bring in Dan Ashworth from Newcastle, and Newcastle was so salty. It's so funny. So because I was watching True Geordie earlier, and even he was like, "What's he? He's not. He's been Newcastle 18 months. What's he actually done? He was at Brighton for 3 years. What's he actually done? Well, the stuff he's done, even if he's not there, proven otherwise. Because at Brighton, brought in Mitoma. He was a great player. Still is. He's just in a bad patch. Brought in Caicedo for 20 odd million. Got 100 million out of him. Like Cucurella sold to Chelsea for a good price. He's brought in so much money with these sort of players. And people are like, director of football, what's the impact of he's not actually that impactful for transfers. Well, he actually recruits the team that scouts these leagues and for players. Yes, he does have an impact. And it's really what United needed, because we've not had a director of football for over 10 years. Like that's criminal to not have a director of football for that long. Like it's been a massive problem, because it's been these sort of things have been put to people or even the manager that shouldn't be doing these sort of things. Because if you don't have a director of football that are doing these, even because they've got into, people don't, I think people forget how important a director of football is, because they do a lot. They're like the big man for the internal stuff and getting stuff done. Like a director of football has a big say in sacking a manager and bringing a manager in. So people are like, Ten Hag's got, make sure his players do right and all that, because bringing a director of football, he will be saying things straight. And also he does help out with the youth academy and all the youth system, bringing that up. And United always with their youth players, always giving them chances. Obviously, managers over the years have kind of lowered it down, but now you've got a director of football that will be like, trust me, this player, so on and so forth. Good enough, not good enough. So it's definitely helping the rebuild without a doubt, because we've not had this for so long. We've had our owners are money whores, and we used to have a banker and bloody Ed Woodward as something, when really anything for United, just made bad decisions after bad decisions. So hopefully all of this stuff in the past is now hopefully over, and hopefully in the new season the rebuild will be impactful. Definitely not saying we're going to challenge for the league, not there yet at all. Definitely to bring in a few players. Whether Ten Hag will be the manager at that point, not too sure. If he keeps getting these performances the way he is, then I think he will be in the end. I think it will really help his case if he gets in the Champions League and wins the FA Cup. Definitely can do it though. 3 points behind Tottenham because they lost to Wolves at home. Exactly. And people, I know people slandered us for barely beating Wolves in the last minute with Kobe Mainu, but Wolves are on a different turn. They've got some good players, like the likes of Pedro now. What an absolute fantastic player! They've got a few other players. They've got a serious team there. That's why I always love the Premier League, because the likes of Wolves are doing what they can do, and put them in these other leagues, they could probably do better. Yeah. I think that's why the Premier League will always be the top, because you just have these teams. Even a team like Luton, everyone said no, Luton got no chance. They've been putting in some bits recently. I know they'll probably get relegated. Maybe, not too sure, because obviously Everton's point deductions have made it interesting because they've just got out of the relegation zone, but they'll be fighting there for a while. But yeah, Luton have sometimes been battering teams like 4-1 and that. Like they've been doing some bits. So obviously more or less on those sort of things. But I think I'm still Ten Hag in.
Because you were iffy last time we did our show.
Yeah, I was 50-50. I was more 50-50. Obviously, I think if it was like that and we had all our players, then and we still played that bad and we were still losing and all that, then it would have been more out. But the impact of having some of these players back has shown the difference and all that. So hopefully, I know there's obviously we haven't got Dan Ashworth yet, but he wants to leave Newcastle. He wants to go to United. I know there was a fee. There was meant to be a fee of 6 million, but no, Newcastle want 20 million. They're very butthurt, very, very butthurt. It's so funny because they want to be a big club. They'll never be. They'll just never be. And I know they hate United because we've torn them of dreams before when we beat them to the league and FA Cups and that. So they're always going to be salty about it, which is just better. Other bits, big renovation. Ineos spoken to the council, Trafford Council, trying to get a big part of land with Old Trafford in it as well, building home, like 5,000 homes. Does anyone know of owners doing that, like doing community work as well, building 5,000 homes?
Yeah.
Like no one thinks of that. And then a potential of a brand new stadium, which I think I've mentioned it before in our previous show about a potential new stadium. I've said no. Old Trafford's too iconic. But they said a renovation as well. So it is between a new stadium and a renovation. I hope for renovation. Because I think you'll keep the fans on board as well. I know a lot of fans will be very upset if you build a new stadium and get rid of the mighty Old Trafford and the theory like that. It's called Theory of Dreams for a reason. It's where dreams are made. But it's also where people feared. You've got to bring that back. Like new stadium, none of that. I know it would be right next to it. I know it would be at Trafford, but Old Trafford is the stadium, and it should be renovated. So hopefully, in the next years, that can be a possibility. I know they're in the work. They said 18 months. They're going to buy more stakes of the Glazers because apparently the Glazers are more willing to sell to make these to sell their stakes to Ratcliffe and Ineos, which about bloody time they're actually willing to do something.
So this is what you're on about here.
Yep. So obviously that's the area. Obviously you see where Old Trafford is. Obviously,
where's the picture? I need to. This here is Old Trafford here, and then this bit here is where, if you've ever been to the stadium, where you walk towards the stadium. So, and obviously the train lines here. That's why they could never expand. But then all of this area, it's a big area. It's a big area. So
yeah. So
on the screen, doesn't look so big, but in real life, that area is fucking huge.
Yeah,
so
it's not small. So if this all goes through, well, like I said, they've all had the talks. It's all ready. I think they just sent out blueprints for everything. And it's not just homes as well. It's going to be. I think they're trying to do stuff for the women's team as well there. Maybe a youth team as well. Probably, I'm not sure about training because that's Carrington. I think Carrington will still stay the main spot, but they will upgrade Carrington and do all of that. But it's looking very promising, and we'll hold my hands up and say Ratcliffe is proving me wrong. Which, in the end of the day, it's still a win. Can prove me wrong, but if my team's going to get the better out of it, then prove me wrong all day. Because if it's the improvement of my team, is all that counts compared to me being right. So at this moment in time, fair enough to them because they're doing bits. They're doing bits. So Ansar, screw you.
He's coming for you, Ansar.
But still glazes out always. No matter
100%. I get you on that one. But yeah, any more on United? You missed anything? I'm not sure.
Nah, probably not. Like I said, we've got games coming up. Fulham, Forest away in the FA Cup. City going to be an important game. Hopefully to win that, just to keep ourselves in, to get top 4. Because I know, because it's guaranteed. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, top 4, no matter what, guaranteed for that 4th spot. I know Aston Villa are kind of a downhill spiral. Tottenham had that loss they really didn't want, so we're pushing them. We're making it interesting. So I'm hoping we could push that top 4. I know because this whole next year Champions League thing is still weird. No one knows what's happening. So it could actually be, if you get 5th, you still go Champions League. So if we get Champions League, I'm fine with it. And obviously an FA Cup would be beautiful as well. It's because then it kind of shows, like, I know last season we had a very good season, considering how bad we've been. 3rd League Cup, first trophy in 6 years, but to get a better cup when we've been very bad this season, and then Champions League football.
Yeah,
I mean, can't complain too much because you've done an upgrade on trophy, and you've kept consistent with Champions League football. So I'm not going to complain if that happens. Whether it will happen, it's a different question. I can see us getting Champions League. FA Cup will be a difficult one because there's still some good teams in it as well. But one of them, we'll have to see. Other than that, I think that's the United side. All done, I think.
So we just keep talking about United, Joe. We don't need to talk about that.
I'd see what comments say quickly. I know people have.
What are we saying? So we've
got
streams in a row. Let's go. Big up, as always. Thank you for that, Taylor. I want either Zidane, Mourinho, or Conte back for them for Juve, 100%. And then Ahmad's just coming at me for no reason.
Yeah.
Man United are a team in form. Do you think United can get top 5?
Definitely. I definitely think we can push it. We just need to take advantage of, the Tottenham and Aston Villa getting these losses and that. We need to keep this momentum going. Yeah, some of these games not been pretty, but just get over the line. For now, get it over the line. Yeah. Just because it's very important this getting Champions League. Like, even like financially as well, because I know FFP will be is still on our ass. So for transfer as well, it's vital we get Champions League football because it brings in so much.
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, and it could be more. It's so vital financially and to bring in players. Players want to play the top, and that is Champions League.
Yeah.
So it's so vital to get it. So do anything you can to get these results. But yeah, I definitely think we can get top 5. Definitely.
I guess if you stop talking, you want me to finally talk about Bayern.
Well, I guess so. Unless there's any other comments, if you want me to delay talking about Bayern. Arsenal, who's better? Well, Liverpool, they're top of the league.
Yeah,
and they've had more injuries. I think they've just lost Darwin Núñez as well to injury. So Liverpool, yeah. Can I tell you about this man's ego is going to bite him in the ass? I mean, people talk about he celebrates like his idol Ronaldo. I think that's his ego. Come on, he's a 19-year-old kid. Just let him try. Let him try. I want him to be like his idol. If you can be like Ronaldo, fair. Yeah, I'll take that. Be like Ronaldo, because Ronaldo is the best. So I don't think he has an ego. I don't know what this conception of him having an ego, just because he does the Sue. Come on, if he scores a goal and does a celebration, he's allowed. He's allowed to do a celebration. I don't think that's enough to say this ego is going to bite him in the ass. So he's a young kid, and with a bright future, and could be the future of Manchester United.
Yeah.
So I think keep on the path he's on right now, and he'll be fine. Improve his game, which he will do. He will improve his game because he's been playing right wing. He's right third, so he won't be doing no cuts in anyway. But he's going to be looking for passes now as well. But he can hit it with his left foot as well. So he's got so much variety to him. So hopefully improves his game all around, and then he will be a fantastic player. I don't think his ego is a problem at all. At all.
Okay. On Bayern, though, not that I really want to talk about them, but it's my club. Unfortunately, we've got a clown as a manager, but we've lost 3 games in 9 days. Yeah, man, it's sad to see how the great and how the mighty have fallen. I think at the end of the day, it's just Thomas Tuchel being Thomas Tuchel. He doesn't know which his best side is. It doesn't help that we're riddled with injuries. That's not an excuse for Tuchel, because I think he's a shit manager. Never wanted him, and I want him out, and I've wanted him out since the day he stepped in the door. But in saying that, the last time we did a show was 10 days ago. And 10 days ago from right this minute would have been the 10th. That's when we played Leverkusen. And yeah, they absolutely butchered us off the park. We literally had 1 shot on target out of 9 shots. We had 61% of the possession. Boo-hoo. Doesn't mean jack shit when you lose 3-0. We had the passes they actually, so on and so forth. And they let us have the ball and basically said, you have it, but we're going to smash it when we get it. And they did. It comes to the point when our loanee Stanisic scores. Fair enough, he doesn't celebrate. For me, I would have gone straight over to Tuchel and stuck my middle finger up, if I'm honest with you, but he's more of a classy man than I am. Absolutely butchered us. Thomas Tuchel tries to match them in formation. Xabi Alonso goes with the normal formation they go, but he switches out Stanisic for Frimpong. We then get battered off the park. Then he brings on Frimpong, and then he gets the winner. So it's like, I knew it was going to happen as soon as I seen it. Of course, I was fuming. This was the game to stop them, stop their unbeaten run, and so on and so forth. And of course, yeah, that didn't happen in the end, obviously. And then after that match, we went to the Champions League, of course, and lost to Lazio. Again, not what we want to, necessarily talk about, but we have to. Upamecano, just terrible from him. Gives away a penalty, gets a straight red card. Why De Ligt didn't play that game, I don't know. But Thomas Tuchel obviously has an agenda. Upamecano gets the red card. Bayern were absolutely dreadful in that game. And then the guy that I said wouldn't even touch the ball, basically, Immobile goes and scores. But the fact that Bayern Munich had 17 shots in that game with 0, a big fat 0 on target, just like the 0 that we had in the game, is a joke. And it's sad to see, of course, as a fan, but it is what it is. Lazio were the better team on the night. They got fortunate with Upamecano making a mistake. And to be honest with you, a really, really bad late challenge. And he went straight for the ankle. Literally could have snapped the kid's leg. So, not a good one from him. 100.
Was it necessary? Do you think he could have not made the tackle and maybe they've not scored, or was it
I think
If he does nothing, they score anyway.
I don't necessarily know they score because in that game, Neuer was on form.
Mm-hmm.
Neuer was doing really, really good in that one. So maybe they would have scored, but either way, like the challenge he's put in, too late. The guy's moved the ball and the ankle is what the boot obviously hits, gets the straight red card. Just makes being a Bayern fan right now absolutely fucking fantastic, as you can see by my face. And then,
So Upa will miss the next game against us, yeah.
Yes. And it just makes it even better because in obviously the Leverkusen game I spoke about, the whole thing in the press conference, blah 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 blah, was we didn't show fight. We're gonna show fight in the Champions League. Where the fuck was that fight? I still am waiting for that fight. So
with no shots on target. That's
from 17 shots as well, with the best striker in the world.
Exactly, and obviously that probably best striker in the world would probably bring you to your last game against Bochum, losing 3-2. Not what I thought would happen. I thought you were going to win. But I saw the highlights. The chances of Harry Kane has to score. He should have had a hat-trick that game. And it just goes back. It's funny that people just talk about him. He could be a curse. It may well and truly could be just that guy. He just can't get over the line. Obviously, it does not help with your manager, without a doubt. But your manager doesn't take the shots. Harry Kane does. And he scored one of them. And he done a simple header straight with no power, straight at the keeper's legs. And the keeper just went, thank you. I'll tell them goodbye. Like everyone know, you're never gonna you're not gonna get dropped or anything.
For Chupo.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do better there. For a striker, his quality, he's got to do better. If I see players doing much better who's not a better striker, you think these players can do it. Why is Harry Kane not just getting over the line with these things? And it's not like he's bottled a big game here against Bochum. But Bochum's not a great team, but that was a big game because you've been losing. And if you lose, you're giving it to Leverkusen. And then once again, he's not delivered. He got a goal, fair enough, but end of the day, you didn't finish it. You didn't finish it in the end, which is the more important thing. Like I said with United, if we have these bad performances, but we're getting over the line, I'll take it for now because it's going to help. Obviously, I know you probably wouldn't want have bad performances and win because it means probably two clean. Yeah. So I know Bayern fans are going to be mixed about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But something's got to give with these chances and all that because it's bad. I know you obviously Tuchel is crap, but some of these players and their performances are terrible. Takes two to tango.
100%.
Not one. It's not one of each.
Nope.
I know a squad of 11 can carry a manager, but they're not carrying a manager. They can't even carry themselves, let alone the manager.
Yeah.
So everyone's doing bad. Kane can break records if he wants. Don't amount to nothing, then it don't mean nothing. Like I said to you yesterday about Alan Shearer, top Premier League goal scorer, doesn't get put in the best striker in the Premier League. He either goes to Aguero, Wayne Rooney, or Thierry Henry. Because what else did he won Premier League with Blackburn, but did nothing else. You can score all these goals. If it amounts to nothing, what's the point? Like I've got I've got I've got icons at United like Darren Fletcher with more Champions League, bloody Premier League, bloody Alan Shearer. Like, come on. I've got Wes Brown. He's not even a proper right back with a Champions League, multiple Premier Leagues. I've got the likes of Anderson. He was shit. He was so bad. And they've got a bit like the trophy cabinet counts. Whether you did sign for that team or not. Like,
Yeah.
I know I saw a video, people talking about flops and all that. And people will talk, obviously I know what City fans are like though. They were talking about Calvin Phillips. They're like, he may play 2 games, but he won a treble.
Exactly.
He won a treble. That's already a bigger achievement than Alan Shearer, because Alan Shearer won Premier League.
Yeah.
Like trophy wise, obviously not a better player. Like obviously he's a bit dramatic in that sort of sense. But
Yeah.
you know what I can't get at with Harry Kane and all that. You can have all these goals. You can have 1,000 goals for all I care. You score 5 goals a bloody game, but if you lose 6-5, it don't matter. If you don't win nothing, it don't matter. So something's got to give. Like really, something's got to give because it's both. It's both manager and players at this point.
Yeah.
Because as you can see at the start of the season, it was the players because they were doing bits. Like Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, obviously. I know Gretzky at the start was doing better. I know Kimmich wasn't. He's been shit since last season. Obviously, you didn't have Nora at the time. Can't really blame for much anyway. Coleman doing bits, Musiala doing bits. All of them have fallen off.
Yep.
Since then, it's still the same. Like all tactics and all that, obviously apart from the 5 at the back for your one game, obviously different, but everything else has been the same. So why is everyone now doing so shit?
Yeah.
Like it don't make sense. Like that team can carry their manager easily, without a doubt.
I agree.
So why? What's changed? I don't understand what's changed at Bayern. Obviously, yeah, he's lost the dressing room. He's lost these players, but that's your time as a player to fight for your club.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck the manager. He'll be gone anyway. But yeah, we've got Allianz Arena filled up, and these fans are gonna be like, "Oh, another loss." Well, we ain't gonna win nothing. So what's the point? Like you got to do it for the fans now. It's not about your manager anymore or whatever. It's about your fans. You got to do it for the fans because those Bayern fans are up there. They're bloody top fans, from what I know. So these players have got to do something, I think, for your team because I've said about United players as well. Like, if you don't want to fight for the manager, at least fight for the badge. We've had fans in our stands with signs saying "Fight for the bloody badge," because that's what it's about. You're playing for the badge. Like, I understand some people or some players see it as a job. I know some players do see it as a job, so that's why they kind of like move around a lot of teams and so on and so forth. But a lot of those players have been there for years. Obviously, I know there's a few new players in, but the new players, when they're there, they put fight in. And it's these players like Rashford, Bruno. I know Bruno runs his ass off anyway, but some of these players are like, just do something for your badge, because that's the most important thing outside everything else. And sack Simba, that's what they need to.
Yeah, man. I can't say any more from what you said. So I think that's a good time to end it as well, man.
Yep.
Obviously, your club is doing bits at the moment. Obviously, like you've said and everything. I'm hoping soon he will be sacked and someone will come in. It's just going to be interesting to see if it is the likes of Gunnar Solskjaer, what's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
You know,
It's always anything at the moment is going to be an upgrade for the rest of the season, no matter what.
of course, yeah.
Obviously, long term it is all different.
Yeah, of course, 100%, 100%. But yeah, man, big up to you as always.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Smash the thumbs up, people, and yeah, man, we'll be back a week, whatever, talking more about United and more about Bayern, and yeah, man. But until then, me and my people, peace out, and yeah, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. I will be clipping up the other stream, put some of them out as videos, and we'll go from there. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and until then, me and Samia, peace out.